I'm going to read the chats, and then we'll go. This is not going to be a long stream. It was going to be a much longer stream, but first, the release of information that's supposed to be protected at a very specific time, right after I announce the show and right before the show starts, is...
Oh, shut the fuck up. It's just a slow drip of information about your case. Definitely somebody leaked it. But I have a feeling it has zero to do with you doing a show. It probably has to do with because it's fucking Tuesday and they're government workers and they're working right now.
Something that is concerning. And of course, I will have a lawyer looking into that right away.
And look, and then he gets on stream and then he just confirms that it's real. That's what he did. Like, what a fucking retard. So everybody on Twitter is all like hot with speculation right now. Is it real? Everybody's trying to confirm in some way. There's still some plausible deniability there. Like, even if you just wanted to do a show and get through it, like, just be like, well, that's bullshit. It ain't true. I wouldn't do that. Oh, but I was going to say before I got interrupted, or I interrupted myself, people in his chat were defending him. One guy that sent a super chat was like, he's like, so what? Every dollar bill in the United States tests positive for cocaine. So what did his kids touch, like a dollar bill they used? Which wouldn't be great on its own. I don't see what kind of fucking defense that is. But second of all, it seems like the amount was over what they found acceptable for something like that, like trace amounts, you know, like on a dollar bill.
I know people want to draw conclusions from whatever's going on. And look, there's no way around it. There's nothing to say other than...
Dude, he is fucking furious. Look at this bullshit back. The Joker. Fucking Johnny Depp. Shut up.
People will get to draw their conclusions from what they read. I'm not here to fight you guys at all. I'm not here to fight your conclusions. I'm not here to fight or justify or prove anything. I don't need to do that for you. Believe it or not.
Yeah, you know what's the tough thing about being an internet personality that does nothing but talk about his fucking personal life, even if people don't want you to? Is that now it's expected. Now you have set a precedent that you're going to discuss these things. And he's been very bold in the past about, oh, in the era of social media, the idea of not talking about something is just like, it's not realistic. I don't know, man. It's called just being an adult and taking care of your shit. Like, you know, maybe it's not your destiny to be a fucking streamer anymore. Maybe you need to go to the local Dairy Queen. Maybe that's where you're better suited, you know? A place where you can have menial work and not have any influence over anybody important. Be good stuff. You make all your friends look like assholes.
A lot of really well-meaning friends want me to do that, and these people are lawyers, which is shocking.
Nobody wants him to say a fucking word about anything. In fact, most of the lawyers say he needs to not stream. He needs to not talk about this. He's talking about fringe weirdos on Kiwi farms. That's who he's talking about. He's not talking about, like, serious fucking people. And this is what they do. This is a classic Nick Rekietaism, is to just kind of hyper-focus on something minute. Some semantic minutia. You know, we see this so often when we watch these sociopaths and shit like that, these psychos on the fucking internet. This is a very common tactic for somebody that is guilty of something. They talk around it, or they pick apart something that doesn't fucking matter until you don't even know what you're talking about anymore. And he's been doing this shit for like 2 years. And now your chickens are coming home to roost. I feel bad for his fucking family. I feel bad that they invited this shit into their life. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be? Like, how much do you have to be given before you wake the fuck up? Trembling says at least he should have went full Albert Molina in Boogie Nights before it all collapsed, but he just got more and more of a sloppy drunk online. I agree. Yeah, if you're gonna do this, go out in a blaze of glory.
They want me... I'll say it this way. They say, Nick, you need to do X, Y, and Z because of your YouTube channel and your online image. And my response is, sir, madam, I don't know if you know this, but the lowest priority in my life right now is my public image for the purposes of YouTube and Rumble.
I think that's been the lowest priority for quite some time. In fact, the rumor is that he lost his Rumble contract even before all of this happened because he wasn't producing. He wouldn't do shows. You get 3-4 shows a month over the past like 6 months at the most. I mean, he used to do 5 nights a week, sometimes twice a day, which was crazy. When the trials were going on, it's like, dude, just take the nights off. Like you're streaming for 12 hours during the day. You don't have to do the night show. But yeah, but as they say, if you're not doing it, then you lose your audience. Out of sight, out of mind. It's a very real thing on the internet.
So any of you who want me to come out here and like do some weird grandiose apology or prostrate myself in front of you, let me just help you with my public image right now.
He's going to say, fuck you. What a tough guy. What a tough guy. Oh, on the computer screen. I'm telling the computer screen to go fuck itself. Oh, you fucked your life up, dude. Fucking get off the internet and go fix it.
Fuck you. Right in your goddamn mouth. I'm not here to worry about what you think about me. And that should be obvious to damn near anybody. And if you think it's in my character to come out and grovel before you and say, oh, I'm so sorry I let you.
Yeah, he's just talking to the A-logs. He's not talking to, like, for lack of a better way to put it, like a real person. He's saying all the lawyers and blah, blah, blah. Some of the lawyers have made fun of him. Some of the lawyers have been critical of him. Some of the lawyers have told him just to get off the internet. But no serious person has suggested that he get on camera and confess all of his sins. That's retarded. That's a fucking smokescreen. That's a way so he can be fucking indignant and self-righteous. What a prick. What a dumb fuck.
You down. I didn't let you down. I didn't pick you up.
You let your whole fucking family down, dude. That's who you let down. And people are upset about that. They're upset on their behalf. Is that right or wrong? I don't know. You get kids involved in shit like this, people get a little fucking touchy, Nobody gave a fuck, or nobody would give a fuck if kids weren't involved. Would it have been so hard to save this sexual adventurism for trips? Because that's how this all started. This is how it all started for them. Apparently, was a trip to hedonism. This is where all this begins. All the rumors start swirling. The autistic people on the internet found out that he went to a swinger resort with his wife, which apparently he got cucked at. He got cucked at the swinger resort. They were doing some sort of group sex thing, and he couldn't get hard. And apparently that was a very traumatizing experience for him. The way I know that is from that dude that he was swinging with, because of course Nick Rekieta is an extrovert, and he was so excited to be able to talk to somebody that shared his sensibilities of coomerism that he told them all about his life, just an open book. He told this to a guy who runs a wacky radio morning show style situation. Like, fucking retard.
I didn't make you, and I didn't make promises to you. So if you feel let down by me, let yourself down from the stool, Robin Williams. I'm not here for you.
Oh my God. He's so fake hard. Oh my God. I would love to see him like stand in a light breeze. See what happened.
I'm not here to own your feelings, and I'm not here to apologize to your feelings and sensibilities either. And if I did, you shouldn't respect me, because anybody who comes out like a little fucking bitch and says, I really am worried about my public image.
See who he's talking about right now? This is a way for him to shit on that Aaron Amolk guy. Which he does. He says all these weird passive aggressive shit too. That's like all over the clips. They're not like all put together. You have to see, they're all inside of a 10-minute clip, but Every single time, he's very, very salty about the situation. Because that dude can say whatever the fuck he wants. That guy came clean. He talked to the police. He says, well, you know, if something happens, something happens. But I told the truth. And now I'm kind of unburdened by that.
Not my family, not my liberty, not holding government accountable, none of that. But my public image, huh? My public.
Oh, yeah, this is his personal liberty, the government coming down on him. This is not some giant conspiracy, dude. You're just a fucking cokehead, and you got caught. This happens every day, all over America. A lot of middle-class people, yeah, listen, even in 2024, you may think that's a little cringe because it's like kind of a boomer thing. But shit, he's ready. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You got caught with a bunch of coke. Your kids were fucking... You got caught because your kids told on you. How does that feel? Your kids were like fucking bothered by their disheveled nature and not eating or whatever. Fuck.
Public image, or you're probably a fat Canadian, or maybe a skinny Canadian who can't fly to the right city.
He's talking about the boys from Kino Casino. Kino Casino's star has risen quite a bit, especially from this. They're starting to skyrocket over the Nick Rekieta stuff because they've had all the best interviews, all the best information, and they're probably the most entertaining of those shows. But yeah, but he hates it. He hates that everybody else gets to say whatever they want. It's almost like you should just fuck off from the internet for like a while and just take care of your business. I wouldn't come back on if I had the means, like say I wasn't locked into this financially, which there are questions whether or not he's locked into this financially. I would not come back on the internet until at least my kids were back at my house. I can tell you that right now. I mean, the deep level of fucking shame I would feel, like the shamelessness of this is so fucking gross. It is what it is. Oh, people, I'm worried about your feelings. Nobody has fucking feelings about it, dude. It's just the same internal disgust that a normal person feels when they hear a story like this. We see it 1,000 times a day, especially if you're on X. See 1,000 of these stories a day. Why the fuck would you be any different? Because you're on the internet? Go fuck yourself. I was looking for my microphone. I'm naked without it.
Or maybe you're a doughy Minnesotan. I don't know who you are. But I'm not here to apologize to you or for anything. I am under the thumb of government at the moment, which means government gets to say whatever they want about me, and I don't get to respond. That's a
Well, see, I guess we'll see. I'll see when because apparently I think he's going to try to take this to trial. I have a feeling. So I guess we'll see. We'll see what is true and what's not true. You know, in fairness to Nick Rekieta, they do kind of, they can be a little sensationalistic when they are first, you know, talking about charges and how they describe things. 100%. 100%. But I don't think that cocaine thing is not true. And I don't think the thing with your kid is not true either. You created a shitty environment for your family. And that's really the end of it.
shit place to be. We've talked about it a lot on this show. What's funny is a lot of my colleagues have talked a lot about it too. But the moment it happens...
Fucking cringe. Fucking cringe. Yeah, people often have deeper problems than what you're doing right now that they talk about online. Things that get elevated to the place where they're talked about online usually aren't this cut and dry. That's what makes them interesting. You make this interesting. Your ego, your narcissism, you make this more interesting. That's why everybody's watching. Your fucking stupid behavior. If you just fucked off for a while and let people say whatever they were going to say and just disappeared, it would just go away. I mean, that's the reality. Within 6 months, nobody would even fucking remember this. But since you want to play the game, you want to enter the dance, as my good buddy Cormac McCarthy would say. Get ready to dance.
They all tuck their nuts up into their own assholes and become the biggest pack of fucking gabbling women I've ever seen. Running.
This is because people were concerned when they read the police report. This is what he's describing. Like, how could you ever just take the police report as rote? Nobody did. Nobody took it as rote. But people had questions. His friends had questions. And he had no interest in giving them answers other than making vague allusions to government malfeasance.
Around, come out, apologize, bow down, bow, beg, tell everybody that you're.
So he's just sitting in his house, just like this is just looping in his brain over and over again. This particular angle. And now he's probably so obsessed with it that he actually believes it.
Sorry. For what? What am I sorry for? They don't know what I'm supposed to be sorry for. I don't know what I'm supposed to be sorry for. What I know is the government has accused me of some criminal acts. Those criminal acts have impacted me and my family.
It's almost like you shouldn't be speaking about them. Sounds fucking kind of what a novel idea. Maybe just stop talking about it.
The accusation from government is not a conviction. It may convict you in the eyes of people. And
no, it's not. And he's 100% correct about this. It is not a conviction. It is not a conviction. But I have a feeling the material evidence is going to be there. There's no reason to think that it wouldn't be. Especially considering his public persona of the past year, especially of the past 5 months.
And that's fine. If I'm convicted in your eyes, good. Go find someone else. You're now validated. I bid you adieu. I'm sorry I let you down by never promising anything and doing something that you didn't approve of, maybe. Except that thing that I'm supposed to.
Yeah, no, most people don't approve of wife swapping and being a drug addict. Most people don't approve of that. Most people think that's a bad thing. And I wonder why. Because, I mean, it's almost like things don't turn out good. Things turn out bad.
Have done still remains to be seen. But I will say this. I will be holding government to its full accountability to the extent of my rights. And anybody who thinks I shouldn't do that.
Nobody thinks you shouldn't do that. Nobody, like, no real person. I know I kind of make this qualifier, but, like, no, like, regular, everyday person, professional person thinks you should do that. If you want to listen to the A-logs on Kiwi Farms and fucking spiral out of control because of all of the weird speculation that they make, which, you know, most of it ended up being true, I guess have at it.
Okay. I don't know what law channels you're watching. Probably a cockeyed Koreans or something. Someone who doesn't understand the value of innocence until proven guilt. Someone who doesn't understand the value of constitutional
like this fucking gross grandstanding. Is he still going? Jesus.
rights. Or maybe people who just like to talk really big about not listening to government until the government comes knocking. Then suddenly they're fucking pussies.
Cringe.
Running around in the truest definitions of an...
And like this is all he's going to talk about. This is all he has been talking about too. He's been talking about this. About how he cannot believe that the people would take the government's word, especially professional lawyers. It's almost like some of these lawyers that actually have experience, which Nick has very little of, as a lawyer, as a working lawyer. They've seen a lot of cases like this, and they kind of see how they turn out. You know, they have some insights. A lot of these guys are criminal defenders. Like, what are you talking about, you fucking putz?
a 90s faggot, crying, prostrating themselves, begging for the leather to put their tongue on.
Fucking
like it's a
cringe.
big chocolate starfish of their local police chief or whatever.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's what people were doing for
You
sure.
will never, ever find that attitude from me or my channel. And you will never have me apologize to you for anything in my life other than being late to streams and being generally inept and retarded at running them. I'll apologize for that because I'm guilty of that. But anybody out there speculating right now about whether or not a government document is accurate,
Oh no, people can't speculate about impending cases? Oh, wow. So I guess people shouldn't do that because they're your friends? Because they kind of know you? Because you're a YouTuber? Is that why? People should have given me the benefit of the doubt. Why? You're a drunk dude on the internet. Why would people give you the benefit of the doubt?
It. Well, I'll let you determine if government is accurate or not. It's not up to me.
Yeah, I'll let you determine it. Let's just let the chips fall where they may, which is an admission of guilt. Well, I can't control what you're going to see out of these two opposing narratives, but you're going to see what you're going to see, dude.
It's up to the government to prove they're accurate.
Seems like they will.
As for me, I have a lot to say.
Seems like they're well on their way. As for me, I have a lot to say about my lifestyle, but I can't right now.
A lot to say about what is on documents that have been released. Paper copies of documents released before they're available to the public. That's a little strange. Case files that are protected.
Happens all the time. In fact, Nick Rekieta has read documents like that several times on his own stream. People leak documents for high-profile cases all the time. It shouldn't happen. I mean, if I was him, I'd be fucking angry too, 100%. But I really don't think it has anything to do with a vast conspiracy, unless there's just something that people are just really not privy to. Like, as if this guy wouldn't have hopped on his fucking stream to talk about it if he was having problems in his local neighborhood. Because anytime he actually has, like, he had an issue with their co-op, their homeschool co-op, where he used to teach a class on the Constitution. They told him that they didn't want him there anymore. He talked about it on stream. Kind of in a roundabout way, but he did. And he said something about the modern Christian prudish nature or something like that. Because they run a Christian homeschooling co-op, and one of their teachers is a guy that gets on the internet and screams faggot all night. You know? Are they prudes because they don't want their kids being taught by that guy? Not to say that that makes you an untoward person or whatever. We all like to cut loose. But I would have an understanding at the very least that, well, that's a perception thing. And I kind of would accept that. I wouldn't have been irate about it. He got pretty mad about it.
Protected, being accessed by members of the public. That's a little strange. The timing of certain drops coming out, that's a little strange. The thinness of a search warrant.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a coke addict who's paranoid. You sound like a drug user. Everything. Oh, just a little curious, isn't it? Is it? Do you have anything to suggest that it's curious? At all? Well, which he shouldn't say, right? He's on the hunt.
Probable cause statement. Very strange. But it's not for me to fight these things on YouTube. And anybody who suggests that I should.
Nobody
that I have
does.
some duty to explain to
Nobody
you my
does.
legal
No.
strategy, my legal avenues
Nope.
for doing this. Or that anything I say or don't say is
Nope.
somehow either an admission or an omission of some duty I owe
Nope.
to the general public. Anyone who's saying that, anyone who is saying that is a lying grifter in the truest, not funny sense of the word.
I think that's probably he's talking about his friend Legal Mindset and Kino Casino and this other dude, potentially criminal. His name is Sean too. Big fat guy with a white beard. I think that's probably who he's saying, because they have made commentary about some of his local streams and about how he seems like a malignant narcissist. And he clearly is bothered by that. I mean, this guy has been reaching out to just like random people that are friends with the people that are involved in this situation and trying to give his side of the story. I'm not a bad guy. I'm actually here behind the scenes trying to help everybody out. I'm good guy Nick Rekieta. What a fucking weirdo. It's that narcissist urge. Narcissists really hate it when they know that somebody doesn't like them. It drives them fucking crazy, especially if they perceive that person to be in an in-group that they consider cool, which is the person that he contacted. I think her name is Keanu. And apparently, I don't know if this is true or if it's ever going to come to fruition, but other women contacted the woman that he contacted with their own stories of Rekieta internet sex pesting, which might come out this week. So we'll see.
And I have zero respect for anyone like that, especially if they call themselves a lawyer. Anyone who calls themselves a lawyer and immediately demands me to run out and bend over before government not only shouldn't be a lawyer, they shouldn't be an American.
Fuck you. Oh my God. Like, again, the fantasy. He gets to argue with this fantasy person that he constructs in his brain so that it seems like what he's saying is reasonable. Like I said, just shouldn't be saying anything. This seems really stupid. Real fucking stupid.
And they shouldn't be a lot of other things. Because last I checked...
Like, we all disagree with the overreach of government, the problems with bureaucracy, small town police stations or sheriffs, whatever you want to call them. We all understand that stuff. We get it. I think we all appreciate those facts. But we still have to live in this world. We still have to live amongst the things we disagree with. So you have to kind of go forward accordingly, rather than whatever the fuck you think you should do. Whatever you think is right. We all have our own personal principles and values. You know, I'm a pretty anti-government person myself, okay? But that doesn't mean I don't understand that I still have to deal with that shit. And I have to deal with that shit on their terms, and it sucks. It blows. But I sure as fuck would not be on the internet talking about it.
We don't do that round here.
Round these America parts.
I've long talked about the transparency of courts and what they're for. It's amazingly ironic to me that people hear me talk about that. They'll agree with me. The transparency of courts was always to hold government accountable, by the way, not your fellow man.
Yeah, and everybody agrees with that. They want to know the truth. They don't want to know. They don't want to speculate. They don't want to be curious. In fact, I feel like, you know, there's definitely a contingent of people that want, like, the body cam footage and all of those things to come out so that they can feel like their friend didn't do what he's being accused of. That's definitely a sentiment that's out there.
It was always to hold government accountable. It was because prior to the United States, the legal system was that of the King of England. And he had...
Oh, a history lesson. My goodness, strap in. It's getting late, Nick.
The Star Chamber. He was the court. He was the enforcement arm of law, the judgment arm of law. And those courts were held in private. People's charges were private. The details about them were private. The public wasn't allowed to analyze them.
Yeah.
I've talked about how, even though it can be embarrassing, our country was founded on the principle of distrust of its authority, distrust of its government. A healthy...
So this is how deep it goes down. It goes all the way down to the initial court system, common law, all the way back there. Going all the way back to rationalize this. I mean, like, I agree with him in the sense that, yeah, he should use every avenue he has until they're exhausted and do what he can. Of course he should. But this narrative that, like, people want him to just come out and spill his guts is not true. It's, like, fucking retarded.
Necessary evil of putting a few people in charge of many, but holding them accountable and adhering to freedom. And the amount of fucking pussies out there now who consistently lose that principle and say, no, actually, government must be correct at all times, baffles me.
Nobody's saying that. They just thought it was pretty salacious reading. That's pretty much it.
Me more when they work with the government in the system and still think that way.
Definitely a shot across the bow to old Aaron Immelt of Steel Toe Morning Show. His swinger buddy. His swinger dude.
I never will. You'll never get that from me on this channel. I will not be coming out here crying to you about something that didn't ever involve anyone here.
So I guess that gives that takes the shackles off that Aaron Immel guy. I guess since he was there and he is intimately involved, I guess he can say whatever the fuck he wants. Thank you for your permission. I'll let him know.
You watch this show because for some reason it entertains you. I often fucking wonder what it is. Because I couldn't watch my show. I would find it terrible. And maybe you do, and maybe that's what you like. That's cool.
I did stop watching it like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago. It was like shortly after the Johnny Depp trial I stopped watching. It just got not interesting at all. It's just about internet degeneracy and like taking your shirt off, and it's fucking weird. Got weird. It went from a show about weird, novel, legal stuff that was happening online to a Coomer show.
Maybe you find it wildly enjoyable. That's great. I'm glad. I come out here to entertain you. Now, this stream is not about entertainment, although many of you will probably be entertained by it, and that's good.
Very much so. Thank you.
This stream is one of the few real serious streams that I have to do. Because I will be back.
Motherfucker, you're not going to get away from this. This is going to happen every other day. There's going to be a new thing. And then once, if this goes to trial, once the legal proceedings really start in earnest, how are you ever going to get away from this? How are you ever going to be able to do a normal show? Like, it's fucking over. What you're seeing here is the last gasps of Rekieta law. Come on, play. No, you don't. Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Full-time streaming. And this was going to be the announcement for that. A little bit of recognition of the differences in the studio that I have. Well, not different. It's the same studio, but different decorations and arrangements of things. And there's still some stuff to be done on it. We were going to talk about my biggest current concern, which is I got more fan mail, but tonight's no longer appropriate for that. Yes, that's right. In the midst of all of this, I got an ethics complaint for swearing too fucking much, which puts me at, I think, 57. I think. I lost count.
And that was always such a fun part of his show, too, was the ethics complaints, because he was going after all these weebs. It was called Weeb Wars. Going after all these anime voice actors. High times. What a time to be on the internet. Where is all the joy gone? Why won't this just play? Thank you.
It was going to be a more entertainment-focused show. I know people are going to have commentary. They're going to have questions. They're going to have demands about my situation. And I'll just have to say, all the things I'm going to say impactful to my case will be said through counsel. In court. They won't be said here. You've watched this channel long enough, you should understand that.
Like, how many people are even gonna, like, when he was at his lowest, like, right when he had his infamous blackout stream, his chat was like full of like 300 people. I think I was actually maybe even watching it live, and they were all trolls, all A-logs. Is that gonna fucking stop anytime soon? I don't think so.
And if that's not acceptable to you, too fucking bad. There's no other way for me to do it. Right now, I am charged with a serious felony.
Yeah, he's looking up to 25 years if the amount of drugs holds true. But I think this, with his child, the 9-year-old testing positive, that's going to be a whole nother fucking situation. Whole nother thing. I mean, I don't even know what's going to happen now.
Many of you have heard that sentence, possibility is 25 years. It's a very unlikely outcome for someone like me, but it is a possibility, I suppose, in the grand scheme of things. That's not something to be taken lightly. It's not something to be laughed at. People come out and they say, Nick hasn't taken accountability for his actions. And I'm like, the government hasn't proven my actions. So how can I take...
Which is, in fairness, that's what he should say. That is the position that he should take. He's in the middle of a fucking legal proceeding. You know, he shouldn't come out here and admit guilt. He should just fucking not be on there. I just don't know how he's going to get off, like, not talking about this at some point in some way. He's going to slip up or say something fucking stupid because it's going to be bedlam. That chat is going to be fucking wild. Definitely going to be keeping my eye out on the Nick Rekieta Law chat over the next few months if he's going to keep streaming.
Take accountability for that which hasn't been shown. What I do know is this. I have counsel in this case. People thought I would represent myself because I guess they're retarded. I have counsel in this case. He seems like a good dude, a competent dude, and we will be going through this and doing what needs to be done. I see a lot of speculation on the internet, and I can see basically all of it has many of the major details wrong. And that's fine. Most of the details aren't for anybody. And that covers
all the details are wrong. So I think he's talking about the throuple or the wife swinging shit. Because that guy has just spilled all the beans. I mean, go listen to his interview on Kino Casino. It's like 3 hours long. Every salacious detail. And then there was just more and more and more. It just never ends. It just never ends. How the fuck he's going to get away with it? I don't know how he's going to get, like, how he's going to do his show. How is this not going to just be the thing every single time? And especially if this pans out that the thing with the kid is real, like, how many of his friends are going to want to come on his show? I mean, so much of the life and the health of these streamers is going on each other's streams. It's like a big part of it. That's how you stay relevant.
There's a whole lot more than the criminal case, just my life. My life story is becoming marvelously interesting, even though it's painful and really fucking annoying a lot of the time. But government will be dealt with.
You know what could have avoided all of this? Not being a cokehead, not wife swapping. All could have been avoided.
As I guess time permits, allows, I'm not even sure how to say it. As the time becomes appropriate, government will be dealt with in course. His charges will be dealt with in course. I know what many of you are saying about these types of charges and the allegations against me, and you know what? Say what you will. Watch. You get to watch it live. You get to see what it does with me, to me. You get to see the outcome as it happens. It's pretty fucking rare. Should be a good show for you guys. For me, it'll be one of the most stressful and horrifying times of my entire life. As I've always said, being under indictment by the government is one of the worst positions people can be in.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong, dude. But again, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Not to suggest that he should, on stream, accept accountability for that. That would be fucking retarded. But man, you know, when you stream for hours and hours at a time, you know, you just got say whatever pops in your head sometimes. Not always a good look. I wouldn't, dude, if I had, like, that's the sword of Damocles, man. Like, your kids are on the line. I don't get it. I don't get these fucking people.
But I'll deal with it. Because unlike groveling, sniveling commentators online who've never had to deal with any actual adversity in their lives.
What do you mean, like you before all this happened? Like, what are you talking about? They're doing the same thing that you do. This is just the ecosystem that you exist in. And this is how you all treat each other. And I will say, if we have enough time, we're going to watch a little clip of how Nick Rekieta acted when things were a little confusing in the law tuber sphere. When things were being, when there was some disagreements, etc. All these people are fucking cancerous. I mean, they are. They're all grifters. They're all liars. They're all opportunists. That goes with the territory for them. And Nick Rekieta was one of the biggest purveyors of that. He coined the term that lasted. It was for like a year and a half. Grifting is good. Grifting is good. How's it feel, buddy? Fucking from a distance, sniping at people, tearing them apart, even some of your like peers in your community. And now they're doing it to you. Like, oh shit. Fuck. How does that happen?
That's what you do. That's not what a man does. That's not what a woman does. It's not about masculinity or femininity or anything. That's about what people have to do. There are times in your life where you are faced with something that you never could have imagined, that you never could predict, that you will not be prepared for. And again, I feel like
I don't know. I feel like a lot of these things you could have predicted, but you were a cokehead. So you just started becoming more and more impulsive and taking more and more chances. I mean, if you're in a small town and you get a fucking speeding ticket 8 times within a couple months, I might say it might suggest something about like your mind, your state of mind, your behavior, your impulsiveness, the things that you're willing to do.
ass record because I've said all of this in the context of other people. When you are under the thumb of government, you are not prepared for it. No matter what you think you are not prepared for it. They will go after you in ways that you do not expect. They will come at you with information and you won't know if it's true. And you won't be able to adequately challenge it right away. There's a process. And that process in and of itself is designed to grind you into dirt. It's designed.
Yeah, the courts of the small town in Minnesota, Spicer, are really a bunch of draconian, evil people. I mean, granted, you know, we've watched so many trials over the years, or not we, I say the universal we, like with Kyle Rittenhouse and stuff. And yeah, like the government does a lot of fucked up things, a lot of fucked up shit, a lot of fucked up accusations. So you got to take that for what it is, right? In fairness to Rekieta, you got to take it for what it is. But I don't think, really honestly, in my heart of hearts, I don't think that this is going to work out for him. I think that shit is there. I think that the evidence is there. I'll be very surprised if it all ends up being like, oh, it's just some crazy, crazy conspiracy trying to run down old Nick Rekieta. I don't know, man. If you're just having problem after problem in your community and you start changing, you start acting dramatically differently, people take notice. And it's a small town. I don't know. I mean, people get railroaded in small towns. I don't suggest that they don't. But that's just not my sense of it so far. Not my sense of it, but I guess we'll find out. I think things start in earnest in like August. That's when they're going to set a trial date and kind of show their information, some of the information that they have, etc.
To make you capitulate to government. Because they'll say, we have this and this and this.
True.
And you'll say, fuck you, show me.
I will say this. In fairness, he's right. He's right here. 100%. They should have to prove their case to you. Prove that what you're telling people I did is true. And we're going to find out.
And when you do take a moment, and you work with government, and you can find this in the recently leaked documents, and you cooperate by, say, asking them to come into your home, they will lie under oath to the judge. That's right, Alicia Sweep. They will lie under oath to the judge.
Why would you do this? Why would you name somebody? You better hope they were fucking lying. What the fuck? Like I said, even in this, like, so just dumb, just fucking stupid. It's not impressive,
dude. Fabricate
a
situation that did not occur. They will lie about your willingness to cooperate. They will lie about things that you said. They will generate statements said by other people out of nothing because I was there.
Well, he was talking about generating statements from other people out of nothing. I assuming like he's talking about the Aaron Immelt guy that corroborated a lot of this stuff, like corroborated a lot of the things that they found. And that guy, I don't know if he's trustworthy or not. He's definitely a blowhard. He's definitely like an internet goon. So you got to take that for what it is. But I mean, everything that he has said relative to his time with the Rekietas and his marriage falling apart has kind of vetted out, has been seen to be at least to some degree true from the police filings. Like, he's acting like there's not like corroboration out there for some of this stuff, and there is. Now, will that guy have to get on the stand and say it? Perhaps. I think he actually probably will. He's the only direct witness they have to any of this behavior, any of the stuff that was going on.
And that wasn't said. They will violate the rules.
So he's saying, I think, so if memory serves me correct, there was something in the document that suggested that he looked at the warrant, read it, said this is bullshit, and threw it on the ground. Because I think that's one of the only things he said. You know, because obviously you can tell, like, that would be his position, would be like, well, I'm not going to say anything. You know, you can't go in my house. Sorry. We have a warrant. I don't care. Break down the door, I guess, which is what happened.
Of evidence, they will violate the rules of civil procedure. They will violate the rules of juvenile procedure. And disinterested judges and very fucking terrible attorneys will let it all go. Because everyone grovels at the feet of government.
Like, see, this is the thing. Like, he's taking it as if people are suggesting, like, this in particular, the crimes in particular, and then the government's use of it. It's all the stuff that happened before. It's everything that surrounds it. Just the notion that you were doing these things, and then you had illicit substances in your house, not locked up, I guess traces of it around your house. People find that stuff unpalatable. That's really all that is. It really has nothing to do with, how people feel about the government. Just the situation on its own was bad enough. And in fact, people felt that way for a while. They felt like this for a while with Nick Rekieta. It's not like a new thing. This was just kind of confirmation or validation, whatever you want to call it, that what people were saying, were speculating, digging up, whatever, ended up being kind of true. And he's not as slick as he thinks he is. He's not hiding it very well.
But I don't. If you're ever in a situation like mine, and I pray that you're not, do not allow anyone to convince you that you should grovel before government or just accept an outcome. Don't do it.
Like, I wish there was like citations here or something so I could understand. Are there actually people saying this? Or is this just his paranoia? Are there actually people saying this shit? Saying that you should go out and just burn yourself to the ground because it's the right thing to do? I don't think so. I mean, maybe the Kino Casino guys, but it's fucking Kino Casino. What the fuck are you talking about?
Government's system of punishment is designed to fuck you.
It is. It's almost like you shouldn't make it worse.
And it does it mercilessly, relentlessly, unapologetically, and it doesn't even call you good girl and spit in your mouth. It just does it. And when you're tired and bleeding on the...
That was a reference to that Aaron guy. This dude is watching all of this shit all the time. I was finishing cleaning before I started the stream, and that Aaron Immel guy, his Steel Toe Night Show or whatever, was on. And so I put it on. And he said this because apparently this dude's already shacked up with some new broad, which is fucking... just kind of tells you what you need to know about that dude. But anyways, he's really heartbroken about this situation. But anyways, he said that. He said, I would rather hang out. She's so hot. I just want to spit in her mouth and just take her. You know what I mean? So he's like, he's fucking just watching everybody talk about him. I can't think of a more unhealthy thing to do. And then because of his like personality traits, he's like, he feels the need to make public statements and talk around it. It's incredibly dumb.
Bed. It does it again and again and again. you can't roll over until you're sore enough. And that's what they want you to do, is roll over.
Yeah, that's
Don't.
true. It's true. You shouldn't.
Fight for your rights. You have them. They exist for a reason, including your right to free speech.
Hold on. Oh, no. I was going to say, let's look at the chat, but the chat's going to be really far ahead of us. So I was like, I wonder if people are eating this up or not.
And I will sit here and I will fight for every one of those commentators' rights.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
To be a giant coward in the face of someone else's plight. And it's amazing to watch these people that
the fucking hyperbole here, dude. It's crazy. I don't even understand. Like, I've been watching all of this stuff, you know? It's been in the background of my life for the past month. I haven't heard anybody, they've laughed at the notion that, like, this is a giant government conspiracy against him. That has been mocked. 100% it's been mocked. Because on its face, you're like, dude, that's crazy. Unless there's something that just people don't know. Maybe there are things that people don't know. He doesn't do well with keeping secrets, though. And he's an extroverted person, and he can't wait to hop on a microphone and rant about something in his personal life, or the government, or whatever.
thought were courageous, quiver in fear, performatively, just to beg you for one more $20 donation, please.
And they all learned it from you, Dad. They all learned it from you. Grifting is good. It's like getting hoisted by your own petard.
Embarrassing.
Pregnant
that,
pause?
As stated, I will not be talking about my case.
Except for everything I just said.
I will be resuming content focused on the same things we always focus on.
Cooming?
That content will be absent any alcohol or anything else. That content will be jovial and lighthearted most of the time. Except maybe if I'm in a bad mood. Because guess what, guys? You've always gotten me. Not a performative thing. Not some mask. Not some persona. You
just so fucking exhausting and just so fucking just your head up your own ass, man. This is exhausting to listen to.
Wherever I am. And sometimes, I know over the past couple of years, you've gotten a dark version. You've gotten me on a really shitty fucking day. But hey, everybody has some shitty days.
That's true.
You've got me in some really fucking good ones too. Hope to have many more of those with you. That being said, I am going to switch over. We're going to read all the super chats that we've got.
Oh shit, we got to find Rumble.
I'm not going to answer to any questions that involve anything even close to my case. Obviously, I think you guys can understand that.
I don't think he switched over.
Again, what's so shocking to me are all the lawyers who suddenly forgot that you can't talk about a fucking criminal case. They'll tell you, they'll say it. They'll say it on Twitter and stuff. They'll be like, oh, Nick shouldn't be talking. When I tell a joke. When I tell a joke about cops.
Yeah, because it's stupid to do that. And he's talking about this. He made this awful Denny's joke that didn't make any sense, that confused a bunch of people. Like, he was trying to make a point about, like, you know, cops being dumb and not understanding, like, the types of meals that they order, because they got weird names at Denny's, but he wasn't, like, connecting the dots. And yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, because in the context of everything that's going on, everything that you say can be dragged up and taken out of context. Taken out of its intended, intention. It's very easy to do, especially with fucking tweets. Haven't we, been dealing with that as a culture for the past, 6 years?
Talking about my house, and labeled, this is clearly a joke. They're like, oh my God, Nick shouldn't say that. Ugh. And then they'll come out and they'll be like, Nick needs to apologize for everything he's accused of. And I'm like, accused of is the word here. Accused of. Let's let the government fucking prove anything first.
Okay. I think they might. But he's not live on Rumble. I don't think he knows he's not live on Rumble.
Let's let him prove anything. Because they haven't even had an opportunity to do so. That's the best part. One day, though, I get to tell you about all of this. But right now, we have Constitution to worry about. My personal liberty is what I'm concerned with. The welfare and well-being of my family, despite the little memes about it, has always been and will.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't in the forefront of your mind for quite some time, it seems like. And everybody knows it. Everybody watched it. It's not like some abstract thing where people are speculating. People watched it. They watched a dude fall into himself like a dying star.
Always be my top priority. Anyone suggesting otherwise? Well, I don't want to violate YouTube's rules about encouraging self-harm.
Okay, dude.
So I won't comment further on what you should do.
Chill out.
There are 6 people in this world that have consistently mattered to me more than my own safety or anything else. And that's my wife and my children. There's a short list of people who sit just below them, and then there's every other concern on the planet. But anyone suggesting otherwise, come talk to me about it. Not at my house.
Anyone suggesting otherwise. Anyone suggesting otherwise. It's not rocket science. People have a problem with the your lifestyle choices, which they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And I would suggest that doing those things meant that your family was not your priority. I think cooming was your priority. I think swinging was your priority. Getting high was your priority. It's all in black and white. And we don't need like a legal document to let you know that. You don't. I mean, a lot of people stopped watching that show. And it was like a shit show of A-logs and coomers and degenerates and half retarded people. It's been like that for a year.
House, though. Because if you come to my house, I'll treat you like a stalker. And I am dead fucking serious about that.
Yeah, you saw what was going on with Eric July and all the arguments about Eric July told this crazy psycho autistic dude to pull up. Told him to pull up on him. That gave him the red light to show up at his events and harass him.
Here we go.
He doesn't want that to happen to him.
Jim tells you. What's up, Jim? Welcome back. Please support Comicsgate creator Scott McCullough's new Mech Warrior campaign, Land and Sea Paradise. Nappy Soldier Neuro Funk, a drum and bass music producer, says, this, your Las Vegas DJ, and still down for my boy to DJ the next one. Chin up, my broski. Much love. Hey, man, thank you. I'll hit you up on that. Darth Bender says, welcome back, Nick. Seize the day. Says, band trolls. Free chat of Toxic here for the Pope. Some people are like laughing that I have, or like, I don't even want to say laughing. Like, oh, he has Law Pope as a vanity plate? Yes. It was a funny joke when I got it. And people are like, yeah, I don't know about that. It's like, people's memories are like fucking goldfish, and their ability to remember.
No, what happens, see, when you're cool, everything you do is kind of cool. Doesn't really matter. You know, Kanye West kind of has this effect, right? Remember the pink polos? Remember his dumb boots? Right? People would accept those things because Kanye's cool. So when you're not cool anymore, it becomes cringe. And that's really the end of it. It's not much more complicated than that.
Life is still supposed to be fun. Christopher, thanks for the donation. Joshua Smith Hawley says, I love all the people in here mad about Nick enjoying what America has to offer. You all feel betrayed but turn a blind eye to your taxpayer dollars, unaliving people in other countries. Again.
Okay. Very dramatic. I said I wasn't going to talk about it anymore.
I don't know what I did to any particular person out there that's mad. I didn't do anything to you at all.
So, Nick, if you're watching a trial and a prosecutor is acting a fool and you get angry about it, is it okay that he's acting a fool because he's not doing it to you? So you don't have to be angry about it? I'm just saying.
I'm not even accused of doing anything to you. So go deal with whatever your anger management issues are, however you need to do them. Bad Luck Boy says,
We don't know yet. We don't know if he's done anything to them yet. Who knows how deep the nose was in the Coke bag?
Aaron is 0-2 at boxing. Ouch. I don't know anything about boxing records. He always claims to be 1-1, though. Something about, like, they changed the decision later because he was beat up, but he was beat up illegally or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. But that's what he always claimed. You guys have to check that out. I'm not here to comment about Aaron Imholt or anything that he has to say. He gets to say whatever he wants. I hope he makes $1 million. Rosemary.
I do like, though, that he leaned into the I hope you make $1 million thing, because that's a pretty good meme. It's a pretty good meme. He hates that dude. Motherfucker, he is seething. I wonder what that dude's going to do. Tomorrow morning might be some interesting interneting. He does his show. I think it starts like 7 in the morning. It's usually around the time I wake up, so maybe I'll have to join in some of the fun, see if he caught the stream. He did.
Jay, welcome to Paralegal Status. Same with Brandon Lesko. A Spooky Ghost says, stop neglecting your stream. We're not your kids. I don't neglect either of you. Angel Australia says, good to see you back, Nick. Peace, homo. Corrections 101 says, looking and sounding great, Nikki. Keep it up. Thank you. Ugly Dan says, can you say yayo? I've been a fan since like 2021. Get it together, Nick. My karma went to shit on Reddit defending you. Let me address this real quick. This is actually really fucking important. Some people have said to me like, hey, it's hard to defend you.
Trump says, man, that retard shit with Eric July, I'll never understand. Oh, it all happened because Dick Masterson criticized or wanted to criticize his book, Isom. And he and Dick didn't like each other, and Eric July didn't give a fuck about what his opinion was. Because Dick Masterson just, creates havoc in other people's lives and then reports on it, essentially. That's what he does for his show. And he took that very personally. And then before long, there was the Clipiverse and these fucking autistic people showing up at this dude's grandfather's grave to take pictures and probably piss on it. They claim that they didn't, but I have a feeling. The guy said that he did on Twitter, and then they retracted it. Yeah. Very interesting stuff. But that's all. That's another thing. Dude, there's been so much shit. There's been so many happenings. I don't cover a lot of it on here because I kind of don't want to be involved in that world at all. Like, I don't even want to touch it most of the time because, dude, they go after anybody. Anybody. It doesn't matter if I have a stream that 3 people watch. They don't give a shit. They're into life ruination and weird shit.
You are this and this, defending you. Stop. I never asked anybody to defend me. Ever. I don't
know. I mean, if he's just gonna, it's just gonna be looping this over and over again. So I'll tell you what. I know it's late, but we're gonna do one more little video. So this is kind of for me. When I started thinking that Nick Rekieta was a little out of touch, a little out of sorts, he had a disagreement with one of his peers. This girl that goes by the name of Legal Bites. So all of these people during the Rekieta trial, they all basically donated their time, or not the Rekieta trial, I'm sorry, the Rittenhouse trial. They all volunteered their time for his channel to be there as panelists for his show. And it was a mutually beneficial thing. Everybody's star rose because of that. And apparently as a collective, as a group, all the people that were there that were kind of forming this loose association, this loose subgenre called LawTube, they all thought like, whoa, it would be cool. Like, we'll just like whatever big trials are happening, like, Nick Rekieta had Rittenhouse, maybe Legal Bites will have Johnny Depp. So she kind of called it, if you will. And Nick Rekieta just wasn't having that. He's like, no, I have my own channel and I'm going to cover it on my channel and that's just the way it's going to be. And apparently people were very salty about that, and it became like like personal things, because they're adults and they like see each other. Like a few of them went to each other's weddings and stuff like that, where apparently there was some words exchanged about this or some expression of unhappiness. And these guys, because they're all like teenage girls, they're like, I was put through a struggle session because I was asked about it, and it had to do with just the nature of being a streamer and engaging in this kind of stuff and what you have. What was I saying? and like, and what you have to do. How do you have to navigate these waters? And he wasn't happy that she wasn't happy. And at some point, he let his friends shit all over this woman for like a month. These people like dug up pictures of her husband and were showing them on stream, making fun of him. He knew about it. He was watching, kind of egging it on a little bit. So I want to watch this part of the stream. So he had this guy, Bronca, who's a self-defense expert. He's been seen on Rekieta's channel, I don't know, countless a number of times. They're good buddies. He's been divorced like 6 times. He hates women. He has a real problem with women. Anytime he's on a panel that has a bunch of women, at some point, invariably, he's going to be shouting at them because they're all a bunch of whores. But they were just talking about some of this stuff, so maybe we'll peek in for a little bit before we skip to the relevant portion when he unloads on this legal bites woman in a way that it was just so like out of pocket. A new term in my lexicon. It was so out of pocket that it was just like kind of off-putting. Because, you know, in reality, in context, like this person, Legal Bites, was new to all this stuff. They had no fucking idea. And, you know, good Christian Nick Rekieta. Good Christian man. Good trad dad Nick Rekieta just wasn't into it.
All of those opinions are based entirely on her demonstrated behavior. Despite my attempts to help her not be that way.
This was the beginning of the end, because he has this magnanimous attitude. He's like, well, I'm helping you. I'm telling you these things, and I'm right, and you're fucking wrong, and that's just the way it is. This is not a difference of opinion.
If you like her, go watch her content all day. I wish her nothing but success. I really do. And I do not ever think she will find it. There you go.
She's done very well for herself, actually. Well, let me see. So that's the beginning of it. I don't know what else they talk about. Let me see. This is from how old is this? This is from a year ago. Yeah, so this is kind of where it all starts in earnest. Like this is like post hedonism 2, post swinging resort.
That's your answer, and you can take that however you want. I'm done giving a fuck about anybody.
Oh shit.
That I shared my platform with. Because I built what I have, and I give it away to anybody who wants to join in, assuming they have something interesting to talk about and I have scheduling time for it. And to be fucking called a bully, to be called all sorts of shit that I didn't.
So, and now that we have kind of a better sense of who Nick Rekieta is, even behind the scenes with leaked DMs and all this kind of stuff surrounding what's happening to him now, it would probably stand to reason that he is not the magnanimous, cool guy that he presents himself here. There was probably things in those messages that were like a little off-putting, maybe unfair, a difference of opinion.
Is that what happened?
Dude, I said nothing but nice things and then the truth. Those are the two things I did. Nothing but nice things and then the truth. And the truth was there was underlying drama and tension that I kept quiet for the sake of not fucking with anybody, because I don't fuck with people. I really don't. And then the other thing that happened was if I had gone to her wedding, there would have been an interrogation. She confirmed that on her own stream. It would have been a...
She wanted to talk to you about it, that's all. Because that's what people do. When there's tension between you or a disagreement, sometimes people want to talk to you. And sometimes it's nice to do it in person, like a normal person, like an adult. It's better than doing it through a screen or text. It makes it more personal, makes it more meaningful. So it's actually not that weird. They describe it as a struggle session, a conversation, she said. I don't know. Is it that weird that if you have a problem with somebody, then they just like want to talk to you about it? Is that really that strange? In hindsight, is that really that fucking weird? Not really. Honestly, they're just a bunch of drama queens. In fact, the person that set Nick Rekieta off like this is one of the people that is now an anti-Rekieta dude, which is the legal mindset guy who's like a Coomer, quote unquote Chad type dude, and now he hates that guy because that guy's a grifting liar. It's like, oh, I wonder what was going on at this time, because they were all grifting, they were all making money off of this, they were all getting super chats and having live streams. Everybody but Nick was talking about it, but Nick was in their chats. I do remember.
Conversation, and then we all would have had fun. Struggle sessions are not fucking fun, okay? It cannot.
Yeah, if you go with it in your mind thinking it's a struggle session. Okay, well, let's skip ahead. Let's skip ahead to where I want it to be. So this would have been about the same stream, maybe like 20 minutes later. So he's saying, oh, I was a nice guy and I tried my best, and now I've just been kind of taken to a point. This is how he got by the end of this stream. He's completely shit-faced. I think this is another blackout drunk moment for him.
C. Goody says, really glad I caught that, and the bites take. That was well overdue. Guys, I don't know how to express this any different than I am. I will not burn you. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say about me.
I will not burn you. But if you have a private conversations with somebody we both know about how you're not super cool with what's going on, then I will fucking ruin you. Or I'll at least take a good shot at it. And they took a good shot at it and they lost. Is that person still around? Still making content? Still covering trials?
If you burn me in public, you want to challenge me? You want to...
Oh, she would challenge him to a live stream because he wouldn't talk to her. So she said, I'm going to start a live stream and I want everybody that has a problem with me to show up so we can talk it out, because this is the way you guys want to do it. You guys want to do all this shit online. You guys want to dig up pictures of my husband and blah, blah, blah. That's what was going on. Like they were A-logging her. And she was going fucking nuts because she's not from this world. It's the lady that was like went to law school, I think practiced law for a little bit and started a YouTube channel because her husband was in the military and she was overseas.
Fight me. Bend the fuck up.
Also, I'm embarrassed that I know all this. Oh, we almost missed the big moment.
Think about me. I don't care what you say about me. If you burn me in public, you want to challenge me, you want to fight me, bend the fuck over because I like anal and you're getting it raw. Fuck you!
He's talking to a grown woman over a dispute over who gets to be on whose stream. Like, what a fucking loser.
I will fucking destroy you. There is nothing. You want to come at me? You want to come at me? Why on earth would you do this? Why?
Really an inflated sense of ego, too. Why would you step to me? Don't you know who I am? Don't you know what I can do to you? It's like fucking weird. What do you mean? Who are you? You're a fucking cokehead who lost his kids. How is all this coming to you now, buddy?
I don't lie. I don't have shame. I don't have anything.
Well, he definitely doesn't have shame.
Things I say are not palatable to common, decent society.
And about 6 months later, he got fired from his co-op. And he was very mad about it. And he was very mad about it, too. If you know this about yourself, if you know this about your content, stands to reason that people might not want you teaching their children.
I will talk about taints. I will talk about anuses. I will talk about fucking anuses. I will talk about prolapse. I will talk about sounding.
I think this guy's into anal sex. I know he used to be a porn addict. He used to talk about that occasionally, like the problems he had with porn and how getting away from it was so beneficial to his marriage and his relationship. Do you think he has porn problems again? Do you think he started cranking it? Maybe that's why he looks so tired.
Talk about docking. I'll talk about anything. I don't fucking care. There is no personal reputation to protect. I am me, unapologetically a fucking monster. I will ruin anything. I will ruin that ass and you will love it. You will beg me to.
Like, what a fucking weird motherfucker. Like, what a weird piece of shit. You hear this shit coming out of his mouth? This is right here. Right here. Exhibit number 1. Exhibit A. Exhibit A. For, not really saying shit like this to a real person in person. Maybe that's why you would want to talk to somebody. So there's like some sort of, I don't know, civility there.
Ruin it again. But listen to me, you fucking faggots. I will never capitulate to your bullshit. Ever, ever, ever. Why in Christ's name would you ever try to fuck me? I will never.
This is, seriously, I have to say this again. This is about a disagreement. This is about a disagreement. And not only was it a disagreement, it was one that she wanted to have in private. And then his friends did what they did, and he was party to it. He'll deny it up and down. It's like that stupid semantic shit where people try to be like, well, I wasn't on stream. Like, come on, dude. Everybody knows.
Never fuck you unless you ask. Never. But when you ask, I will not respect your decisions. I will disrespect you. You will be meat for me, you fucking loser. Because at the end of the day, what you will realize is I was the whore all along. And if you...
And so his righteous indignation in his current state about people talking about him, rings a little hollow.
Ask, I will oblige. Why would you do this to yourself? Why do you hate yourself so much? I'm so fucking weirded out by these people.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. But don't you know that he was the monster all along?
I will never, ever mess with anybody. But if you come at me, if you say I've done something to you, I will fuck you till you love me. And
Well, I guess that's what Aaron Imholt is doing right now. He's fucking you until you give up. How does it feel?
I cannot
Oh my
abide
God.
anything less. Because at the end of the day, I gave you what you are. I'm not special. I just happen to have ridden a wave.
And now I will destroy you. For stepping out of pocket.
And you have every opportunity to make what you are into a reality. And you should have made it cancel proof. But
Like this fucking manic, I will fuck you in the ass. But listen, you can be a bright shining star.
instead of making it cancel proof, I'm going to chase dollars. I'm gonna adoration. I'm going to chase acceptance and approval. Never demand acceptance and approval. Never chase that shit. If someone doesn't want to be there, tell them to get on the next fucking bus.
No, see, the problem with that woman is that she thought that they were friends. She thought that they had a deeper connection because they had spent so much time together. You spend 12 hours a day with a person for what, like 2 months? You feel like you get to know them. You thought it was a little bit more personal than it was. And that's just because of her naivete of being an online personality and a streamer.
And go to Puerto Rico. Buses go to Puerto Rico all the time. Go away from your success, your truth, your life, all of those things. Fucking Christ.
Man, he goes on for a long time. Again, it's one of those times that I become very self-conscious about my own commentary.
How hard is it? How hard is it to just take what you have by the pigtails and rail it in the ass until it screams you to rail it in the ass again? I don't get it. I don't get it. Look, as far as Bites and everybody else goes, there are a few people who I will not burn the bridge. I won't do it. There's no reason for me to burn the bridge. But if you want to burn it, I will light the other side.
Oh my god, what a comic book villain he is. Anyways, so I think that's going to do it for tonight. It's 2:13 in the morning.